Hey, what's up, girl? How you doing? Somebody's acknowledging you because they're beautiful. She said, thank you.
Oh, bless you.
Hey, baby. Hey, beautiful.
Oh my goodness, it's the video that so many people have been talking about, a woman being catcalled over and over as she walks through the streets of New York. A viral video marketing agency actually made this video featuring this actress for an anti-street harassment group called Holla Back. Well, joining me now to talk about this video and the controversy surrounding it, Amanda Seales, a stand-up comedian who has been featured on VH1's Best Week Ever, and Steve Santagati, author of Code of Honor and the best-selling book, The Manual. All right, good to see both of you.
Hey.
Okay, so Amanda, you first. Is too much being made of this video? Or, what is the message that you get or that you and your friends and colleagues have been talking about as a result of seeing the video?
Oh, I live this life every day. So
Nice,
for me,
nice.
this is like.
And how are you interpreting this? Are you interpreting this as compliments? Are you annoyed by it? What?
No, this is not complimentary. Which is funny because I think guys think that by letting you know that they would be interested in sleeping with you, that is a compliment. And actually, it's really just objectifying me when I'm trying to walk in my daily life. I have a whole 15-minute set on stage about this, about God bless you, ma, about yo, I see you, ma. You're supposed to be smiling. Women are expected to, the minute we leave the house, we are expected to be smiling and available for whatever men want to say to us. And don't get me wrong, hello is fine. Like, I'm from Grenada in the West Indies. If someone says hello and you don't say hello back, that is actually considered rude. But a lot of these men, they're not just saying hello. They say hello, and when you say hello back, what that means is that's an invitation to now holler at you. And I can see you shaking your head, but you are not an expert on this, my brother, because you are not a woman walking in the street. So you did.
No, but I am more of an expert. I'm more of an expert than you, and I'll tell you why, because I'm a guy, and I know
Absolutely
how we
not.
think. More than you guys will ever know. I can't get in a woman's head any more than just like thinking about it. But I'm a guy, and I know why these guys do this. The bottom line is this, ladies.
What?
You would not care if all these guys were hot. They would be bolstering your self-esteem, bolstering your ego. There is nothing more that a woman loves to hear than how pretty she is. Now, this particular video speaks for itself. These guys obviously don't have a lot of class, but I'm also very suspicious because this was put together by an ad agency to go viral. So how do we know some of those guys weren't planted?
Right. Okay. So so now let's get to the authenticity.
It doesn't matter because.
Oh, it doesn't matter. What?
It doesn't matter because even if they were planted, this is actually very accurate for New York City specifically.
I lived in New York City 15 years.
This is incredibly accurate. And I will. And
so
since
what?
you saying that, but what's funny is that you're saying that you know how men think. But your
yeah.
comment
How
was
can I not?
actually but actually your comment was about saying how women think, that women want to hear compliments from men all day.
Stop me
you
when
are
I'm wrong.
So
you are wrong. I stopped you before you started.
Okay.
Does this elicit, I guess, the conversation of, how accurate is this depiction of real life? Or is it an issue of, how authentic is this view based on the fact that it was made by a company who wanted to elicit a response, who wanted to go viral? Did they push the envelope? Was it done in the correct manner?
It's just another example of a lot of feminists that have an a la carte attitude towards it, meaning you can do this, I want, this sort of thing, but they take it too far. It's kind of like this thing bordered on the boy who cried wolf. Like, where's it going to go next? So you're telling me then, if I compliment you on the street, it's some sort of abuse, no matter how I choose to do it? That means if you don't compliment me, no, hold on. If you don't compliment me when I walk by, that's abuse. You didn't bolster my self-esteem. I want to fine you. I want to start a coalition against women who don't compliment men.
So I think I'm hearing from you, Steve. Women should be okay with this because it is a compliment. These guys are saying, you know what, I like the way you look. You've done everything right as you've stepped out the house, and just leave it at that. And Amanda, you're saying, or tell me what you're saying. Are you saying, this is just harassment? It's annoying.
You are wrong. What I'm saying is that he's wrong, and that the reality is that a lot of women, when we leave the house, we are not looking for compliments. We are not strolling the streets waiting like, is anyone going to notice these pants today? Like, that's not actually how we are approaching our day.
Well, you'd
we are
rather have women
actually
compliment
just
you,
going
yeah,
where
but-
we're going. And the other thing is that I think a lot of people who don't live in New York also don't understand this. When you live in New York City, you don't often get the luxury of being in a car. And being in a car gets to isolate you from, like, being in the world and basically,
So what's
like,
your point?
just at the
What's your
behest
point?
of whoever's talking to
all
you.
the time.
What's
You
your
are
point? No one's
always in...
Right, I get it. I live there. No one's holding a gun to your head telling you you have to live in New York City. First of all.
You know what's funny is that you as a man, what your problem is that you really should just be embracing and welcoming to the fact that women are saying, hey, we don't like this, not arguing why we shouldn't. If we say we don't like it and we are demonstrating that, then you should actually, as a man who is a man of honor and wrote a book about this, should be saying, well, let's discuss how we can make you all feel more comfortable, and how I, as a man who says that I have class, need to help and talk to my brothers about this.
The video speaks for itself. The type of guys that made those comments speak for itself. That's part of maybe their culture, part of how they were brought up. Maybe they thought this girl
But you know what's
was
interesting,
in
too? I
on
guess
it.
the type of guy thing, there's been some criticism that, you know, this has been crafted. This video was crafted in a way that omits a pretty good bit of the populace of New York City, that most of the men in this video are black or Latino, and then it sends another message, where are all the white guys? And apparently, but you know, Hollaback has actually responded to that. They did have a statement saying, you know, that we regret the unintended racial bias in the editing of the video that overrepresents men of color. Although we appreciate the support, we are committed to showing the complete picture. But does it show the complete picture, or did this unnecessarily invite conversations?
Usually in New York City, listen, I was there in the 80s. I remember how it was. It was a lot tougher than it is right now. But you have to understand something. Political correctness has gone too far. If you don't like it as a woman, turn around and tell them to shut up. Stand up for yourself. Act like a strong woman.
Because that doesn't get you killed, right? Because a woman got killed for doing that the other day in Detroit, actually. So you, sir, do not know what you're talking about.
Then carry a gun.
And you really need to be respectful to the fact that a woman got killed for that the other day.
Well, how many women get killed for it versus how many women stand up for themselves?
I stand up for myself all the time. But the reality is that the conversation should really be about saying, hey, let's find a better way to communicate with each other in public, not about whether or not this is okay. Women don't like it. I'm one of those women.
Hold on. Do you think the guys that are going to benefit from your comments from this conversation are actually watching this show right now? How do you plan on getting these guys? Holler back. They could care less about holler back. You know what it starts with? Parenting. Parenting. Way too many people are having children and not raising them properly.
Oh, my gosh. Okay, so we're going into a whole lot of different directions. I guess we should have booked 30 minutes for this segment because, my goodness. All right. Amanda Seales, Steve Santagati. Thank you so much to both of you. Appreciate it. A very spirited conversation, and clearly, it's not over. Maybe this is just the beginning. Appreciate it. Thanks, guys.